Earnshaw Radio. Remember, like, follow, subscribe, the whole nine. Do everything you need to do. Hit the notification bell. We go live every Monday. Last Wednesday, I apologize. Had a lot going on last week. We were doing games, doing sideline, radio, the whole shebang, So I was like, I can't do it tonight. Guess what? You can check out those interviews as well. We got tons of interviews. Scott Ayers up there, Rashard Davis, Dave Clemick, Johnny Avello. Tons of interviews out there. So for some reason, I got another gig or I'm doing a hit on the radio or doing some TV. Just go check out all those interviews as well. We'll get something going for you the following week. And we are back. It's a Monday, and there is so much to go over. But remember, like, subscribe, Earnshaw Radio. That's the show. That's the program. Monday and Wednesday, 9 p.m. You know the drill. That's how we're going to be doing it. I want to thank everyone who's been a part of it so far. We're getting off the ground pretty quickly here, which has been a lot of fun. It's been fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you to enjoy the show. But we got tons of stuff to get into. And we got to start with the drama of the Philadelphia Eagles. There should be none. But unfortunately, there is. There's drama, okay? There's drama in every workplace, I guess, right? There's always some type of drama somewhere. But the Philadelphia Eagles, man, oh man. Okay. Where do we start? Mr. A.J. Brown, he's tweeting out after the game yesterday, after a win. That was close in the end. They made it too close. I was getting a little nervous. Not going to lie. Made it too close for comfort. I understand that. But then you have A.J. Brown, and I love A.J. Brown. Love him. I've loved him since he was in college, going to Tennessee. And when the Eagles got him, I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. With him, he puts out the Gospel of Mark 6:11. That post on Twitter. Have you seen it? Well, I'll read it to you. Okay? I'll read it right to you. If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. Okay. Lot to get here with A.J. Brown. All right. Where do I start? So the Inquirer puts out today, according to Jeff McClain, Brown's message was pointed at someone or someone's internally, that's with an apostrophe, a couple of them, could be a couple of someone's internally with the Eagles. This is according to the Inquirer in Philadelphia. I'll tell you, not happy with this. And I understand. I get why AJ's frustrated, okay? 9 targets yesterday. Only a couple of catches, under 10 yards again. He's getting paid a lot of money. He wants the ball. Now, if you go back, and this has been talked about throughout social media, on the radio today, if you go back to after the Super Bowl and you look at A.J. Brown and what he put on Instagram, okay, do we remember this? If you do, say yes in the comments, all right? He put a whole diatribe, an entire quote regarding how he did not feel fulfilled after winning the Super Bowl. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It was a book. He likes reading books on the sidelines too. Maybe he is writing one. I know that. But he put out how he wasn't fulfilled after winning the Super Bowl. He is fulfilled when he dominates. And I can't hate him for that. I can't really criticize somebody for that. I don't know how you wouldn't be fulfilled after winning a Super Bowl and a championship. That should fulfill everybody. I digress. And I will say this as well. I like my wide receiver, my superstar wide receiver, to have a little bit of diva in him. I'm okay with it. It's okay to have a little bit of diva in you. I'm fine with that. That, usually the good ones do. A little odd. AJ in this case, I can't get on board. I can't get on board here. Okay? I just can't do it. First of all, the Eagles are 4-0. Your team's 4-0. What are you moping for? What are you crying about? You had 9 targets. They started force-feeding you the ball because you were probably upset. And there was one, I think it was his last target late in the game. He gave up on a route. So I don't even want to hear it. You started giving up on routes, and I'll give you benefit of the doubt. Some of the route concepts, I was talking to Mike Gill about this off the air and on the air today. Some of the route concepts by Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni are trash. They're trash. So bad routes. He gave up on a route and a couple of bad throws. It's going to be, you're not going to have a big day, I guess, right? All right. I understand it. And I understand through the first 4 games, it hasn't been pretty for A.J. Brown. He hasn't, gone off for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? You're 4-0. Be a team player. Be a teammate. You guys are winning despite some of the deficiencies on offense. There's nothing wrong with that. There are concerns. There's obviously some concerns regarding this offense. And they're totally warranted. Yards per play, 4.2. They are 30th in the NFL. 30th. It's not great. Run game hasn't gotten going. Okay, either. Saquon really hasn't done much. But guess what? They're efficient, and the Eagles win in a way that people can't stand. You heard Drew Brees call the offense boring. I don't give a damn if the offense is boring. Who cares? Who cares? And yeah, they're in the bottom of the ranks in a lot of probably important categories. But somehow they win. They win. How can you be mad when you're winning? Your teammates are winning. Because it's just not you helping. Like, I understand the competitor, he wants to get involved, but you can't put crap like that out on social media. And you're not following it. The quote that you put out from the Gospel of Mark, you're not following it. In today's day and age, don't make a scene is part of that quote that he put out. By putting it out on Twitter is making a scene. You're doing the opposite of what you intended to do. Now, I think you intended to crave attention here, AJ, but you're doing the literal opposite. This is causing a massive, after a win. It's not like it's after a loss and you didn't get the ball. No. This is after a win. A team that is 4-0, defending Super Bowl champion. You're putting stuff like that out there. I mean, come on. This team, nobody plays in the preseason anymore, okay? The first 4 weeks to me are preseason games. Does anyone agree? Drop a comment below. The first 4 games are preseason games in my estimation. After this week, all right, need to start showing me something a little bit more, right? They have won games against really good teams. Really good teams. And AJ, you know that something like that you're going to put out there is going to become a big deal. You know that's going to happen. So then it's just going to get spun like this. And you're declining interviews after the game. I mean, it's not like you guys lost. You weren't involved. You got targeted 9 times. And there was some mishaps. A couple of bad throws by Jalen. No question. But then you gave up on, especially the last route. Gave up on a couple of those. They then tried force-feeding you the ball, and that still wasn't an option. Because then the defense realized, they're just going to try and get it to him every time. Why don't we drop off of our coverage, drop out of our zone, and just go straight to AJ? You could see it on film. You can watch it. Just go watch the All-22, or just pull up a highlight tape. This is unnecessary from AJ. It's just unnecessary. I can't defend this time. I can't defend him this time. It's just unnecessary. You don't need to go out and do this. This causes more of a ruckus by you doing that. You're doing the opposite of what the quote you put out says. There's no reason for it. Dude, you're getting paid a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay, first 4 games haven't gone your way. Dude, I had the stat up earlier. I'm going to pull it up. I got to find it because it was a fascinating stat. He leads since joining the Eagles. I don't know if it's the NFL in target share or what. It's not like he does. This happens every year. It's like, all right, it's Groundhog Day. AJ's a little upset. Hasn't been getting the ball for a couple weeks. All right. Here we go. All right, he's going to tweet something. He's going to put something cryptic out. He's going to be doing stuff in the media, and then it's going to get spun this way and that way, and narratives are going to be created about you. Like, dude, you could avoid all this. This time, this is you. Your team's 4-0. It's not like you're 2-2 last year. Last year, the Eagles were way worse to start the year. 2-2, they lost 2 games. They're getting out of this first 4 weeks, the preseason that I call it, 4-0 against the Chiefs in Arrowhead, against Tampa Bay, a place you haven't won in a while, and go in and win a big game against a 3-0 team. You beat the Dallas Cowboys on opening night, your arch rival. Dude, it's so unnecessary. So unnecessary. And when you've had the stats you've had over the course of how many years now with the Eagles, and you're doing this and won a Super Bowl and have been to 2 out of the last 3 Super Bowls, dude, I mean, come on. What else could you ask for? I understand you want the ball. Take it up with your coach. Keep it in-house. Talk to Jalen. And it seems like those two maybe don't have the best relationship anymore. Okay. You don't have to love everybody you work with. You don't have to be their best buddy. But you have a common goal, and it's to win. And you're winning. And you're winning efficiently. By the way, the Philadelphia Eagles are 100% in the red zone right now. I talked about it going into last week, how they were so good in the red zone, right? Even non-push touchdowns. They continue to be 100% in the red zone. They are finding ways to be efficient and finding ways to win. That's what good teams do. And I don't give a damn if it's week 4. It's so early on. So much is going to change. But it's unnecessary to bring this type of distraction to your teammates. And you are literally doing the opposite of the quote you put out. The opposite. In today's day and age, a tweet like that or a post like that is going to be taken to a whole nother level. And it's just unnecessary because I love A.J. Brown. He's my favorite player. He's been one of my favorite players since he was in college. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary. And we'll get into some of the Eagles stuff just in general. The conversation around the Philadelphia Eagles is sickening right now. It's just sickening. This team is dominant. They are the best team in the NFL. You go around and look at some of the other teams. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Eagles are a dominant football team. They are the best team in football. Who's Buffalo played? Seriously. There's only 2 undefeated teams left. The Eagles are one of them. And they've had a harder schedule so far. They've gotten out of this 4-game stretch, this early in the season stretch, pretty good. 4-0. You'll take it. You'll take it any way you want. And I wrote down a quote. I want to make sure I get it right. Kyle Brandt was on the NFL Network earlier today. And I thought this was so true. He talked about the power rankification of the discourse of the Eagles right now. We are so worried in this day and age about the power rankification. Oh, I'm going to use that a lot. Credit to Kyle Brandt. We just want everything to be aesthetically pleasing and cool and highlight worthy. Welcome to sports. It's not always going to be like that, guys. It's just not. I want to get to a couple comments. Joe Von Alfred, my guy. And then the national media picks up the quote and takes it from there, using to spout whatever. Dead on. You heard me. You heard me what I just talked about. It's not even that the national media is going to take it and run with it. It's that he put out a quote that goes directly against what the quote says and what he is trying to put out there. In the Gospel of Mark 6:11, it says, if you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw, don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. That one part in there, it says, don't make a scene. Well, you're making a massive scene because this is every talk show in the country is leading with this. Not just in this area, every talk show. It's national. at this point. My guy, Jason, chiming in. How do you think Devontae Smith feels about not getting the ball? Is he complaining? Is Saquon Barkley crying about not getting enough touches? The running game hasn't really taken off. It hasn't. It really hasn't taken off. And Saquon's not complaining. You don't hear Devontae complaining. Devontae's a very, very quiet guy as well. And I think AJ is misunderstood a lot at times, for sure. That happens. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. But it's just so unnecessary, man. Like, you don't need to do this. You know the climate we live in. It's not smart. It's just not smart. And it's not a good teammate thing to do, right? It's not something as a teammate you should be doing. That's where I'm at with it, right? Like, as a teammate, should not be doing it. Like, this hurts your team because now everyone else has to answer for you, right? Like, people, like, guys are going to be asked about this. Like, hey, what do you make AJ? I mean, your coach was asked about it today. So, listen, and I want to get to the Jalen thing. And listen, the numbers are the numbers. They're at the bottom of the ranks. They win in a different way. People don't like it. It's not aesthetically pleasing. And they haven't won a game where they just dominated yet so far this year, right? They haven't just dominated anybody. This is the National Football League. I don't care what it looks like. Don't care. Like, in Kansas City, that second half, or excuse me, against the Rams. You forgot. Yeah, you beat the Rams too. My bad. Like, that's another great team you beat. Like, in the second half against the Rams, the Eagles put two halves together. The second half against the Rams, the first half against Tampa Bay. Looked phenomenal. Love Patullo going down the field. And should be criticism of Patullo. Understand that. And we did the same thing with Kellen Moore early on last year too. Like, here we go again. Is this Brian Johnson 2.0? Like, we're going to do that. It's early in the season. Patullo, some of the calls, route concepts, etc., don't love it. Don't love it. And you can criticize them. And there should be a little worry. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a little worry. Yeah, you should have some concerns about the offense where it is right now. I'm not saying that. Jalen, first half, 15 of 16, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Ran it 4 times, 42 yards. Second half, 0 for 8, passing the football, 2 sacks, negative 18 yards. Not great. The second half was not great. They let them back into the game. They got complacent. Play calling was conservative, to say the least, and they were playing not to lose. What Jalen Hurts said post-game to Pam Oliver against the Rams, what they should not be doing. And I think a lot of the guys feel that way. They're playing not to lose at times. They didn't do that in the first half. For some reason, they got away from it. And a Doughboy chiming in, he said, passing game opens up the running game. Okay, so you said running game. Yep, you corrected yourself. I think A.J. Brown is throwing shade at Patullo. I don't disagree. I think he should. And I'm with you, like, because Saquon, they're loading the box a lot, right? Saquon's not going to get those big, he's not going to break one off like crazy, right away. And we haven't seen that. They can't get complacent after having one good half, right? And Jovan commenting about the creativity in the red zone. Fake tush push was great. Yeah, the red zone, they're awesome. 100% right now. Love the red zone stuff. But putting the whole drive together, right? You got to get there. You got to get to the red zone. And you need to see more motion. You need to see more creativity. Stop getting complacent. Like some of the play calls, like 3 straight runs or 3 straight passes, like, you got to mix it up. Keep the defense on their toes. Go down the field because Jalen can, and you have all these receivers to do that. And it's probably why AJ's getting upset, and I understand why he's getting upset, but you don't need to air it out like that. Don't need to do it. And there was something that it was in the back of my mind, and Mike Gill brought it up today when we were on the radio and throughout his show today about Jalen getting hurt. There was that one play, I think it was I think it was in the second or was it in the third? I think it was I have it written down, the third. When he got hit and he went down and he was slow to get up. Did he get hurt on that play? Did he have a concussion? I think that is something to also consider in this whole big picture of that second half. Was Jalen 100%? And usually on a play like that, when you're getting up that slow, the independent neurologist will call him off the field. He was not called off the field. He kept going. Does that, and I'm so glad Mike brought that up. Credit to him. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, when that play happened, I'm like, he's not getting up like that. Like, I remember they threw the flag, and I don't think the flag was called because he got hit in the shoulder. Like, I think he still was a little banged up. I think that needs to be considered in the whole thing, especially in the second half, if AJ is going to complain. Like, is Jalen 100%? That hit did not look great. It didn't. So you wonder, it's like, it was so dramatically different. And the play calling is definitely part of it. That's definitely part of it. But I think when Jalen got hit, was he 100%? That's a good question. I know. I have a lot of them, I think. Just kidding. That sounded so obnoxious. But I think that needs to be considered in the way the second half went. 0 for 8, 2 sacks, negative 18 yards. Ugh, not great, right? So I think that hit in the third quarter on Jalen. Watch that back. If you can go back and watch the highlights or replay the game, whatever, go check that play out and kind of watch Jalen a little bit. Credit to Mike for talking about that today, because I didn't in the moment I was like, he don't look right. And I think that should be considered in the way they played in the second half too. I think that goes along with it. And I'm shocked. I'm shocked on that specific play that the independent neurologist didn't pull him off the field. What is that guy there for then? Or gal? What are they there for? Plays like that. He didn't go from what we saw, did not go in the blue medical tent, nothing. And that guy's going to stay in the game. It's going to happen. Doughboy chiming in. Patullo has to stop with conservative play calling. Why are we running a basing offense? I don't understand. I don't either. Doughboy, I don't either. I don't get it. It's been weird. Like, go down the field, man. Stop with the dinks and dunks all the time and being scared, playing not to lose. Hate it. And he got creative, like Jovan brought up earlier. Like, he got creative in the red zone. They are so good in the red zone. They convert in the red zone. They score 100% right now. First in the league in red zone efficiency. They are awesome at it. Bottom in a lot of other categories, but damn, they're good in the red zone. And he got so creative down there. Why can't you be creative going down and get in the red zone? Yeah, the complacency irks me. And I get the philosophy. We talked about it on the show before. I've talked about it on the radio. Nick Sirianni's philosophy is efficiency and not turning the football over. So they're not going to take tons of chances. And guess what? They're winning games that way. 21 straight games, they've scored 20 or more points. They have also won 18 straight games as Jalen has started and finished the game. They win. We have to remember, we're talking about a 4-0 football team right now. Only 2 teams are undefeated, and we're acting like they're 0-4. I can't understand that everything has to be so perfect. They have to win 42-0 for people to get off their case. And AJ didn't do a service by tweeting that out. for people to get upset about the offense. Did not. And people have a right to be a little concerned. I'm not saying that. There are some things they need to improve upon. However, I'm looking at the calendar. 9/29/25. It's September, and they're 4-0. They got their W's early on to help them out for later on in the season, and we're complaining like they're 0-4. What are we doing? What are we doing? They've beaten really good teams. Really good teams. The power rankification, Kyle Brandt with a gem right there. A gem. We need this team to look just aesthetically pleasing. And I get in arguments with the Schweiner on Saturdays in the locker room all the time about this. They're winning the game. I don't care how it looks. I don't care, especially this early in the season. You want to talk to me later on and say, hey, a little bit concerned heading in the postseason? Fine. This is still going on that late? Fine. This is not 23. And you know why? That defense is run by Vic Fangio, and they got young studs named Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell and Jalen Carter on that squad. They got guys like Zach Bond. This isn't 23, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, it's not. Mark it down. It's not 2023 for the Eagles. This is a much better team. They're going to get over this little funk that we're talking about with the offense. And they're not really in a funk. They score, they win, they find a way to do it. That's what a good championship football team does. And the fact that we are still complaining is nauseating to me. Nauseating. Well, they're just not good. Jalen Hurts just isn't a good quarterback. He just stinks. They all just stink. He can't throw this, that. How are they this bad when they've lost one game since week 4 of last year in Tampa? Have a Super Bowl in between. They're just awful. I can't understand it. Did they get a little lucky against the Rams? Sure. Guess what? Good teams find a way. Good teams find a way. And we are so worried about how it looks. So much. JJ chiming in. Nick, do you think people are also upset because Saquon is not feasting like he was last year? No, I think it's part of it. I think it's just the Jalen conversation gets me fired up. Act like he can't throw. He's not asked to. It's not the style of this football team. And when there's a new way of winning, people get so mad because it doesn't look like how they're used to. They're used to a 6'5" quarterback standing in the pocket, throwing for 350 yards, winning a football game. You can have Justin Herberts of the world, and all those guys, whoever. Baltimore sucks this year, and they're leading a lot of categories. Are they winning? No. That's great. You can have all the stats in the world. That's awesome. I was just on House of Highlights, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. Fan versus haters, debating a Cowboys fan. I talked about empty stats with Dak Prescott. Dak can have some good stats. Great. Awesome. Guess what? The guy's 2-5 in the postseason. They don't win. He doesn't find a way to win. He chokes in the big moment. Guess who doesn't choke? Jalen. Jalen is the guy you want in the big moment. Who's gotten knocked out every year? Josh Allen gets knocked out every year. Lamar Jackson gets knocked out every year. Justin Herbert still doesn't have a playoff win. And we're going to sit here and act like the Eagles are a bad football team, that Jalen Hurts sucks. This guy sucks. Sirianni's a bad head coach. It's amazing. The discourse around this team is insane. Nick Sirianni, like I just invoked, owns the 4th highest winning percentage by a head coach in NFL history. Guy Chamberlain, John Madden, Vince Lombardi are higher. I got nothing. They win. They win. What are you complaining about? What on earth are you complaining about? That goes to AJ. That goes to the discourse on social media. That goes to a lot of the talking heads. What are we talking about here? The end goal is to win. You see that poster behind me that says that last? There could be a couple more then if they continue to play this way and win. There is concerns. Sure. Guess what? They win. Pick against them. I dare you. I dare you. 4-0, and this is the discourse. Joe Vaughn chiming in. Tell that to Cam Newton. Well, Cam Newton, it's a non-winner right there, to say the least. That's all I have to say about Cam Newton. He wishes he was Jalen. He just wishes. I mean, he wishes his career trajectory had more Super Bowl appearances like Jalen Hurts. Has gone to 2 out of the last 3. Lost his first one. First quarterback to get back, win it. It is what it is. All right. That's enough Eagles talk. Jeez. I didn't realize I was going to spend that much time on the Eagles to start. I thought I was really going to go heavy Phillies, but then we got going on the Eagles. You guys were commenting. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Nernshaw Radio. It just gets me fired up, man. Like, just of how dumb the discourse is regarding the Eagles. And I guess this is what happens when you're a franchise at the top, defending champs. You seem unstoppable. Everybody apparently just stinks, and they're just not good, and they're lucky all of the time. I mean, have lost one game since week 4 of last year in Tampa Bay. They just suck. They just suck, I guess. 4-0. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's move along. Fighting Phils. Castellanos, he walks it off the other night, and it's just, of course he did. Of course he did. Last out the night before. I was actually at that game on Saturday when they lost to the Twins against Mick Abel. Of course they lost to Mick Abel. They got dominated and shut out by Mick Abel. Of course they did. Sounds about right. Sounds about Philly. Castellanos the last out. Go back the next night. Or the next day, I should say. Catch a dub. Meaningless game. Castellanos walks it off. It's how baseball is. It's baseball. It's baseball. But listen, Trey Turner, NL batting title, batting .304 this year. Kyle Schwarber led the National League, home runs, RBIs. You had a Philadelphia Philly in those 3 categories. Turner in batting average, home runs for Schwarber, RBIs for Schwarber in the National League. Can't ask for more than that, man. Can't ask for more than that. And the Mets get eliminated from the postseason. Oh, yes. The New York Mets get eliminated from the postseason. They are such frauds. They are such frauds. Oh, my God. Juan Soto gets paid nearly $1 billion. Steve Cohen puts out a statement. Pete Alonso's going into free agencies, opting out. Their pitching stinks. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love, and there's nothing better. It can't happen to a better fan base than New York. I love miserable New York fans. There's nothing better than a miserable New York fan. Couldn't wait to tune into that game yesterday. I even turned off Red Zone. I said, put on MLB Network. We're watching the Mets flounder away their season. Oh, it's so nice. They're such frauds. Oh, how awesome. And we were all worried when the Phillies got swept in New York. We were so worried. Oh, man. Did the Mets fall apart or what? So they don't make it to the postseason. The Reds get in. So we get Ellie De La Cruz October at bats. That's fun. That's awesome. Hunter Green postseason. I want to see the Reds. I want to see the Reds. My guy, Francisco, going live tomorrow. He's going to do a preview in the morning. By the way, Shift 100th episode on the way. Just you wait. Just you wait. We got something coming. We're trying to line our schedules up so we can both do it at the same time and really put some effort into it for sure. So, listen, the Mets are out. 2 collapses that are just awesome. Awesome. And Talking Baseball put out a stat. This is great. The Mets finished 0-67 this season when trailing after 8 innings. They were the only team to not have a single win in that scenario. Guess what that tells me? No clutch gene. I got the Air Jordan shirt on right now. You see it right there? Got the Air Jordan shirt on right there. No clutch gene from the New York Mets. They don't deserve to be in the postseason the way they play in September and after the trade deadline. It's awful. So, anyway. Phillies, they have off until Saturday. Okay, that NLDS game. Now, the Flyers moved up their game to 12:30 on Saturday. Preseason, it's a preseason finale, the Flyers. They moved that back to 12:30. So it makes you wonder what time that game's going to start for the Phillies. Are they going to announce it soon? Like, I don't know. I would think it would be the 7:00 game, especially if the Dodgers move on. Because they don't want to have a game being like the morning for the LA squad. No, they're not going to have that. So I would think that's probably going to be the evening game. But we'll see. Flyers moved it up. So I guess they don't want to interfere. It's going to be rocking down there at the sports complex. It's going to be rocking for sure. I can't wait for Red October. However, I'm a little nervous. And I think people should be too. Trey Turner's going to return. He played a couple innings yesterday. They're going to play an intra-squad on Wednesday. And apparently it was $10. Tickets are going to go to Phillies charities, which is, I think, fantastic. Inter-squad on Wednesday. It's a long time off. Good for Ranger because I was at the game on Saturday. He got nailed right in like the leg, thigh area. So good. He's going to get some time off. Good. I'm worried, man. It's the Negadelphian in me, Mr. Negadelphia, wherever he's at, if he's tuned in. I'm worried. I just hope that the bats don't go silent. And that's what's happened every year since they've started making the playoffs again since 2022. We saw it in the World Series. They got no hit. 2022. 2023. The collapse against Arizona. I don't know if I've had that's one of the worst sports feelings I've ever had, walking out of Game 7 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And my moronic friend, he's going to hate me for telling this story. He's a Phillies fan. Granted, he's a Phillies fan. He's a football coach, and he does a great job. He's a great Pee Wee football coach. He says, well, at least we got the football season to look forward to. I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life. That was the year. That was the year they could have done it, man. That was a year. Fast forward to 2024. New York Mets. They flounder in that series. Bats go silent. Bullpen implodes. This is it, man. This is it with this core. With the stuff going on with Castellanos, Schwarber impending free agency, guys hitting their 30s, Ranger Suarez impending free agency, JT Realmuto getting older, impending free agent. They got to get it done, man. They got to get it done this year. It's a massive, massive failure if they don't get it done. Massive, massive failure. If this core does not win a title, I don't know what else you could have done if you're the Phillies. It'll be one of the biggest, and we've talked about this on the radio. You know, when summer comes around, things get a little slower, right? It's just the baseball season really rolling around. And if, Sixers free agency isn't going crazy or anything like that, sometimes you go we talked about one of the biggest what ifs, especially this summer. This core not winning will be one of the biggest what ifs ever. If Bryce Harper does not get a title, it's a what if, man. It would be a big what if. There's no excuse. And I understand they lost Zach Wheeler. This team's still good enough. They have good enough pitching. Sanchez is legit. Ranger has been there, done that, stone cold in the postseason. Luzardo's been really good. It's been a great trade. They can't go cold, man. You need your stars to show up. The Harpers of the world have to elevate. The Schwarbers of the world have to elevate. Trey, I can't just have a batting title and a great regular season. You need to come up clutch in the postseason. Alec Bohm, can't have you crying like you did last year in the Mets series. Can't have it. You go out and get a Harrison Bader. You go out and get a Joan Duran. Much better than last year at the deadline. Dombrowski went out and got guys. Kepler's been much better as of late. They have to get it done. They have to get it done this year. It's a massive failure. And if they don't win, there's going to be, I think there's going to be big changes in the offseason. I don't know if it's the manager. I know Ken Rosenthal put out that report that Rob Thompson could be looked at as maybe could this be it, depending on how they go out. I don't know if it's not the manager for me. It's the players. Them not winning for the most part is on the players for me. I put blame on the majority of the players. JJ chiming in. Nick, do you have faith in Rob Thompson? Part of me still will never forgive him how he managed game 4. Yeah, I got faith in Thompson. I don't have 100% faith. I have more faith in Rob Thompson, I think, than the players. I've seen this story's happened too many times. And maybe that's a bad take. Maybe it is. But they have the third highest payroll in baseball behind the Mets and the Yankees. You got to get it done, man. You went out and you had a great trade deadline. You've been hot. After that, Duran's been huge. Bader's been awesome. Like, there's no excuse. There's just none. They're going to be like the Sixers to me. It might even be worse if they don't get it done this year. This is it. This is it for this core. No doubt in my mind. I hope they stay consistent. All you need from them is to be consistent. They were scorching beginning of September, end of August, like scorching. That needs to happen. The bats have to come alive. They need to get timely hits. And that's my concern. We know this team leaves runners on base. They have to get the hits in the big moment. They cannot leave runners on base like they have in previous postseasons. It can't happen. You have good enough pitching. Your bullpen's good enough. I don't want to hear it. The bullpen's good enough. And listen, can the bullpen falter? Sure. But I think their bullpen's good enough because your starters can go deep into ball games. Nola looked great. And JJ is bringing up Aaron Nola. Nola's going to worry him no matter what. He pitched great the other night, though. Going into the 6th inning was perfect. You gotta wonder. You just gotta wonder about the offense. The pitching's not the concern for me. This team is built to hit, and they gotta hit. I love Red October. It's my favorite time of the year. I'm so glad we've been so blessed over the past couple of years to have it back. Team's good enough. More than good enough this year. Go win a freaking World Series, would you? Go win a World Series. By the way, I want to put this stat out there. The Phillies, from Phillies Tailgate, great follow on Twitter, by the way. Phillies are 10-0 in games Bryce Harper has hit a home run in the postseason. You need to show off your power, Bryce, in the postseason. Have to do it. This team feeds off his energy. When that type of guy or a Schwarber or a Turner gets rolling, JT's of the world, when they get rolling, it seems like this team feeds off the cohesiveness of the lineup. And then other guys start having really good at-bats. An awesome thing with Bryson Stott really stepped it up and continued to hit well and came up with some big hits and big moments. They need the timely hit throughout the postseason. That's what they need. They need the timely hit throughout the postseason because I think the pitching's good enough. They're good enough. It's a disappointment if they don't win a World Series this year. It's a failure of epic proportions if they don't do it. If they don't do it, it's a massive, massive failure. With that, I can't wait for Red October. It's going to be awesome. The bank's going to be cranking. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Can't freaking wait. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick, man. I genuinely, I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Now, I think they're probably going to play the Dodgers. I think that's the most likely scenario for this team. It's going to be the Dodgers. But you got to win game 1 because I'm very curious to see how they end up going with the rotation. If they go Sanchez 1, who goes game 2 and 3? It's going to be Ranger and Luzardo. Paul Hembekides, Hembo, if you guys are familiar with him, does the show with Greeny on Mike Greenberg on ESPN. Hembo brought up an interesting point regarding Luzardo, and we've talked about it plenty of times throughout the show. through on the radio as well. Hembo talked about it, the pitch tipping from Luzardo early on in the season. And we remember that. And he mentioned he's talked to a lot of guys in the know, coaches, whoever, players, about the video aspect of helping getting edge on what a pitcher's throwing. Not cheating, but you're able to find out pitchers what their tells are, right? And on the road, it would be significantly better for a team to figure it out what Luzardo's throwing than at home. So do you think about that? And Ranger, with him being stoic and stone cold, yeah, that's something to consider on who starts game 2. And it depends what happens in game 1 of the DS. Do you win that game with Sanchez? Do you got to go Ranger no matter what game 2? There's a lot of things at play here. And Nola pitched well the other night. And what are you going to do with him? Remember, Luzardo struggled when he was with the Marlins against Phillies in the postseason. Something to watch. Something to watch. Got Robert chiming in. Mets keep Metting. Gotta love it. Go Phillies. October is here. Robert, we love when the Mets fail. I love, they go silent too. The New Yorkers go silent when their team falls apart. It's awesome. It's so awesome. They go completely silent. And you don't hear from them. You don't hear from them. I haven't heard from any of my Met friends. Haven't heard from any of my Met friends. I'll tell you that. They're dead silent. When their team falls apart, you don't hear from them. They go ghost. It's awesome. Red October is here. Man, we need an extended October. Last year we got 2 games and it's over. They won 1, lost 1 at the bank. I need to go to more. I try and get to 1 per series. I need to, I cried. I cried like a baby when Harper hit the home run bedlam at the bank. I cried. I was bawling my eyes out. That's how much I football's great. I love the Eagles. I love the Sixers, Flyers as well. But there's something about baseball, man. There's just something about it. In the postseason, if you're a Phillies fan in Red October, there's just nothing like it. There's no place like the bank in the postseason. There's nothing like it. I will put any sporting event up against it. I don't even care about SEC football. There's nothing like the bank. Nothing like it. The camaraderie for a baseball game. Not football, baseball. There's nothing like it. And I put that experience up against anything. So let's have a long Red October. Let's go into November. Let's have a Red November. For goodness sake. I'm not going to talk about the Sixers tonight. I'm just not. I don't want to be all stressed out before I go to bed. But I'll make a quick mention. Talked a lot of Phils tonight. Eagles. Extended show tonight. Having a lot of fun. Just tons to talk about. Six-Side Media Day the other day. They're starting training camp, going to Abu Dhabi. The Grimes situation's a disaster. They're going to take Embiid day by day. And he looks great. He looks great. He looks like in good shape. All that. I didn't love a lot of the comments coming out of me today. I'm just being honest. Robert commenting, the Iverson Air jerseys are fire. Yeah, it was good for a day. I was excited for a day. And then they stepped to the microphone and talked. McCain's out 4-6, according to Shams Charania. Podcast P, taking it day by day. Joel, taking it day by day. Edgecombe looks good, though. That's exciting. Maxey seems like healthy. Maxey. We got Red October. The Eagles are 4-0. There's no reason to get into it because they're good enough too. On paper, and the talent they have, they're good enough too. They are good enough. However, the problem with them is they can't stay healthy. And I don't love that they're going to take it day by day with Joel. How's he feeling today? How's he feeling tomorrow? It's like, oh, this is just awful. It's just awful. So they don't know when he's going to start. I mean, we don't like McCain's already out to start the year. We haven't even started. Podcast P gets hurt in practice, like training. Oh, Jovan, I love you, man. Bona and Broom, they're nice. They're nice players. Oh, can guys just stay on the court? Like McCain tearing his UCL on his thumb. What are we doing already? Paul George hurting his knee, getting knee surgery, training. Like they have 16 back-to-backs this year. How the hell are they going to sustain the whole season? Oh, we'll talk about it when it gets here. We got too many positive things to worry about. Phillies Red October starts. Got the inter squad on Wednesday. Eagles 4-0. All right, we're good. We're good. We don't need that negativity. And the Flyers are the Flyers. You know, it is what it is. By the way, before I get out of here, I do want to talk about something and share something with you before I get out of here. Please check out my appearance on Fan v Hater on House of Highlights. This, can I tell you, I'm so appreciative of them reaching out, getting me to do this. This was awesome. So I'm going to pull it up in just a second. It was so much fun. The crew was awesome. We had an absolute blast. So I'm going to drop it in the comments right here. So there we go. Just posted in the comments the link to the House of Highlights appearance I made on Fan v Hater. I debated a Cowboy fan, which was fascinating. It was fun, to say the least. Let me see if I can get this up here. I'm producing and and hosting at the same time. I do this quite often, it feels like. That's what it feels like. Quite often. All right. So here is a picture I put out on social media. You can see that. Maybe. Yep. Hold up. Give me a second here. There we go. Yes. So attack on Cowboy. Shout out to him. Even though he's dead wrong. He was a great guy. Great. So much fun to spar with on the debate table. Check that out. House of Highlights, Fan v Hater. So much fun. Got another episode coming, so stay tuned for that. I was appearing on. But Dallas Cowboys fan versus 10 haters. Check it out. It was so much fun to do this. I had an absolute blast with everyone who was a part of it. Made some cool friends. We got to talk about it. I still DM with a few of them as well. It's been really, really cool. Check that out and give them all a follow. Give them all a follow. Give Attack on Cowboys a follow if you have to, and tell them go Birds in the comments on this show. So, yeah, absolutely fun time doing it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Go check it out. House of Highlights. Had so much fun. Some of the clips are so funny. You get up there and you like kind of black out a little bit. I'm so used to like radio, podcasting. I do a little TV here and there, right? Sideline, but this was like a different medium for me, with like the cameras and all that. And it was a blast. I had so much fun. I can't wait. Hopefully do more of this stuff. So check it out. House of Highlights, Fan v Hater, 1 Dallas fan versus 10 Cowboy haters. And boy, did we hate on the Cowboys, and did we defend Jalen Hurts. That's all I'll say on that. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. All who commented tonight, all who chimed in. It was a blast per usual. And God, I'm having fun with this show. Just having fun with the show. Talking Birds, talking Phils, whole nine. All right. So remember, like, subscribe, comment when you can. All the channels, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Nernshaw Radio is the follow. Nernshaw Radio is the handle on all the platforms. Check it out. Give me a follow, shoot me a DM, comment, whatever you need to do. Also, special shout out and special thanks to BFA Sports. We're also streaming on BFA Sports YouTube channel as well. So shout out to BFA. Shout out Doug Stasic. We love him. He's the man. So shout out to BFA. Shout out to all you guys in the comments tonight. All right. Nernshaw Radio. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. We'll be back on Wednesday. I promise I will not duck out this Wednesday. I was cooked. Did sideline. A lot going on at my station that I run. So I was like, you know what? Just go check out an interview. So if I am not here on a Monday or Wednesday, usually Mondays I'm pretty good. Usually I'm mainly free. That's why I do it on a Monday. Check out the interviews. We got Clemic up there. We got Johnny Avello, Scott Air, Rashard Davis, and more interviews on the way. I got some guests I'm lining up for the next couple weeks. Stay tuned for that. All right, Nernshaw Radio. I am Nick Earnshaw. I will see you soon. Peace.